Hello to all the traders and investors, and a very warm welcome to your own channel, Trading Guru. Today we're going to talk about the surprise RBI Governor meet which happened, and the speech was live at 10 a.m. Usually, whenever there is a RBI speech or any meeting, RBI intimates a day or two prior to go ahead and inform the market that there is something as such which is happening. But today, it was not the case. Today, early morning, the market came to know that RBI governors would be live, and that was at 10 a.m. to address the entire nation about certain policies. So let's see what were those policies, what is the long-term impact, what is the short-term impact on the stock market, which stocks will outperform in the future. So as you see on the screen, Google Baba says that RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das made unscheduled speech at 10 a.m. and there were a lot of topics that he covered. We will try to go ahead and focus on a couple of important topics which will help us go ahead and make some changes in our portfolio for long term and also for swing trading. So a very interesting video. If you have still not subscribed to our channel, you are missing out on a lot of learning for sure. So do subscribe to our channel, and without wasting much of a time, here we go. So that's what Google Baba says. RBI governor announces 50,000 crore of tap liquidity to fight second wave of COVID. So who are going to be the beneficiaries? What is the entire concept of this kind of a stimulus? Let's check. So the vaccine manufacturers, maybe the hospitals, medical service providers are going to be the major gainers. So what RBI has actually said and informed the banks is to go ahead and support these kind of service providers in future, and this is going to be impactful till 31st of March 2022. So that's a long period, about 10 to 11 months of time. So what does this mean is that if you are any of these business, then bank will support you to go ahead and get capital. So if you require some loan for expansion or anything as such, you will get the loan pretty easily, as RBI has informed to go ahead and help these kind of businesses. RBI has also asked to create a separate COVID loan book and maintain. That's what they have asked the banks to go ahead and do. So it is going to be a very positive news for the pharma sector, for the banking sector. And there's one more thing that RBI announced that we'll check. Another important announcement that the governor made today was towards another special operation of about 10,000 crores at repo rate to be given to small finances. So if you must have seen AU Finance, it dropped about 11% due to a lot of NPAs which were reported in the Q4 results, and this step is just to go ahead and give them some survival. Now if this measure was not passed, trust me, the situation in small finances would have been really difficult due to the NPAs. So this is one of those important liquidities which has been pushed in the market by the RBI, so that there is some relaxation in this sector. The RBI governor in today's speech also informed that India will reopen one-time debt restructuring scheme. For details, you can refer to Money Control or maybe Bloomberg Quint, any of this, and understand it in detail. Let's see which are the stocks which are going to get benefited out of the entire speech that happened today. Looking into the sector-wise gainers for the day, it is pretty clear picture that who are going to be the beneficiaries out of this governor's speech and the policies. Number one is the Nifty Pharma. If you see, the pharma sector has grown about 4.12% today. And then if you see private banks, Nifty, it has grown about 1.55%. So it is a very good news for both the sectors, that's pharma and private banking, and also small finance banks, that we will go ahead and check in future. Let's see which are the stocks which will go ahead and get benefited out of this entire thing. Number one stock that we feel is going to get benefited out of this is Sun Pharma, which is currently trading at 683 levels. It has anyway outperformed since a long time. If you see, since December it was trading somewhere in the range of 500, and from there it has already at 683. I think this stock will go ahead and get benefited out of this entire thing, as they can expand now with more capital on hand by taking some loans from the bank. Apollo Hospitals, which is my favorite stock as well when it comes to pharma sector. If you see, the stock is not just trading at 52 weeks high, but it is trading at all time high at 3329. I think this stock, with a lot of testings happening in the private, it is going to go ahead and get a lot of benefits. And after getting this news that is in the market, that they will also get support from banks for loans, I am pretty sure that they would look to expand. If there is a news in the market related to pharma sector, and with COVID in place, AstraZeneca Pharma is something which will surely go ahead and show positive signs, as they would get more budget from the banks to produce more of vaccines, and yes, obviously they are going to be a big gainers out of this. Dr. Reddy's obviously one of the best stocks in this testing field, and as you also know that there are news coming up pertaining to the Sputnik V, going to be the third vaccine which is officially going to be announced in India. So yes, this stock can go ahead and shoot up and give multi-bagger returns, especially after today's announcement. Another important stock which will get benefited out of this is Cadila Healthcare. If you know that there were some newses of Verafin usage reducing the requirement of oxygen for some mild to moderate cases, and that is something which has proven to be positive signs. And yes, the healthcare, especially Cadila, is going to go ahead and get benefited out of today's news as well. Talking about the first stock which would get benefited out of the 10,000 crore pumped by RBI into small finance group is AU Bank. AU Small Finance, if you know, it's a very good stock. It was trading somewhere in the range of 1300 plus, and after the result it has fallen down to this 944 levels. I think that after this today's announcement, the bank is going to be getting a lot of benefits, and you will again see those levels of 1300 in couple of days. And in long term as well, as this year goes, you will see a lot of positives when it comes to AU Finance. The next stock is Equitas Small Finance Bank. If you see, it is trading at 58. The all-time high, I reckon it is just above, it's somewhere in the range of 65. So yes, I think Equitas Small Finance Bank will also get benefited out of this. If I have to choose between Equitas and AU Finance, I would go for AU Finance because it's a more established small finance company, and it has recently been added to this bank nifty group, so it is a very good sign. Ujjivan Finance is the third stock. If you see, it's not been that appealing as compared to its other two competitors, but yes, the bank is aggressive, and I'm pretty sure that they would also look for some growth aspects after getting this 10,000 crores of support for the sector, and it can outperform and hit those levels of about 45 in a year's time or so. So if I have to choose between all these three, I would rather go for AU Finance Bank because that is more of an established bank, and it also helps you to go ahead and invest in some established firms if you have to choose between three stocks as such. Long-term picture of the just to make it a little more simple, these are the three sectors which are going to get benefited out of today's speech and the policies ruled out by the RBI governor. Number one is pharma sector, second is small finance banks, and then the private banks. So these are the sectors. Try to go ahead and check which are the fundamentally strong shares in these sectors, and you will surely be in profit if you are investing in long term in these shares after today's news for sure. So I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience. Do go ahead and share it with your friends. If you are new to this channel, we would request you to go ahead and subscribe it right now and press the bell icon so that you get notifications about our new videos.